Hello.
I think we're crooked.
Crooked?
Yes.
Oh, slightly.
A little bit, right?
Okay. There we go. More level.
Hi, guys. Hello. Thank you for joining.
And happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Well, we definitely understand if you are spending your time with your loved ones, with your family, and you are enjoying your time with them. But in case if you are free, join in, and thank you for joining. We're excited to see you today on this lovely weekend. And we'll give a moment to people to start gathering. And we can start with a recap of the week, right?
Yeah, we had part 1 of building a wardrobe that works for you, not against you. And we had a lot to cover last time. That's why we had to break it up into 2 parts. So if you hadn't seen the first part, go to the YouTube video that we posted. And what's really great is you can technically follow along today because there is a blog as well.
Correct, yes. We do have a blog that is listed on our website, picadolimited.com, and just go to our blog section. You will see there it is posted for you, so you could follow those rules, those steps that we have put down as the key focus and how to clean your closet as a professional.
Yeah, I mean, those 6 rules, I mean, the one, which I will recap again, was the most, I think, pivotal rule for me that helped is like, would you buy it if it was in the store? So if you took it out of your closet, would you buy it again in the store currently? And that was like profound. I love that rule. I'm using it all the time.
So you had a busy week yourself, and you probably didn't get much time of going through your closet, right?
I did not. Actually, I was searching for a couple of clothes because as a doula, I have scrubs for when I go into a birth, and so I was like frantically like, where are my scrubs? I can't find my scrubs. And so then I was almost about to choose like, you know, yoga athletic wear because it was going to be comfortable for however long I was going to be there. And then it was nice to know this, where I was like, I don't want to bring it to the hospital. Like I don't want to wear these clothes to the hospital because I like them so much that I wouldn't want to have to like possibly toss them because of things not being able to be washed. So yeah, it was a nice like realization when I was like, oh yeah, I want my scrubs. I'm determined to find my scrubs.
Well, and thank you for sharing that. We also have another person from our audience who shared her experience. So I'm going to read this to you just so you can hear how wonderful her experience was. So Smensa shared her feedback saying that, thank you so much, Alona. As many women, I love clothes, and through the years, I have accumulated a lot of clothes and shoes. Walking into my closet overwhelmed and frustrated me. I was one of those people with the closet full of clothes, but still have nothing to wear. After following step-by-step process on how to clean your closet like a professional, I'm happy with the results. It's so easy finding what I want to wear, and more important, I'm not overwhelmed going into my closet. Thank you for this guide through on how to keep my closet clean and organized. P.S. My 8 and 5-year-old boys are doing amazing keeping their closet clean and organized as well. They did help pick out clothes and toys that they can give away.
Aww.
Proud of them.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And that's the reason why I wanted to share, because when a new idea becomes a part of us, right? And it really starting to resonate with who we are becoming, the entire universe will will reflect that mentality. And so her boys picked up on that.
What she was doing, which is fantastic.
Correct.
I love that so much.
That is definitely a deep work, not just on the surface level, meaning with the materialistic things, but it's also the mentality that now has been changed and shifted. So that is great work. Congratulations, Mensa. We are really happy for you.
And shifted not only for her, but the kids. Which
Correct.
At that age, young and impressionable, like, for them to know that, like, yeah, we can give things away and it doesn't have meaning for us anymore. So let's give it to someone who might have more meaning for it, you know, in their lives. And that's just awesome.
Yeah.
There you go, Spencer. And the boys.
So if you guys have any experience yourself, if there is anything that you want to share, please text us, email, drop a comment, reach out in any way. We'd love to hear from you. We're excited and we're cheering for your results. Now, as the biggest part, the most complicated part of the process has been completed.
Really? Has it? Are you sure?
Well, for some, apparently. For some, not for everybody. But now we can move into the second part.
Okay.
And that is rebranding.
Rebranding.
Oh.
Man, I'm already trying to, like, brand myself, let alone rebranding my closet.
Oh, good news, you're a part of the closet, so it should be easy. So I heard this phrase, rebranding myself, my closet, from a series called The New Girl. Have you ever seen it?
Yes, I have.
So, not for amateurs, I feel like the series is definitely a tester of your humor level.
Yes.
If your humor level is not, you don't think is high, I would not suggest watching it. But anyhow, I heard the phrase in one of the shows there, and it just kind of clicked with me because at first it felt a little foreign, and then as I was preparing for the show and I was just starting to think about it, it just clicked. Like, literally rebranding your wardrobe really works.
Yeah.
As to,
I mean, there are rules to follow along. I mean, there's all the things you've got to, like, and you have to stick to it too. You know, stick to what we've been trying to do, right? To be in your identity. And if it's not your current identity, it's something that who you want to be in the future. So what does that look like, and what you need to do right now to actually, like, hone in. So yeah, that's amazing. I love that. We should tag them later.
That's right. No, thank you for joining, by the way.
Yeah.
Welcome. Well, moving on. So when we talk about rebranding,
yes,
the idea behind rebranding is actually talking about intentional style versus impulse buying. That's, to me, that difference between, or not difference, but what actually rebranding is. Impulse versus intentional. So when it comes to impulse buy, right, we've all been into that moment of rush running through our body, that excitement and happiness when you see something that is that hits your interest. Yes, maybe something that is being trendy, and you really wanted it, so here it comes right in front of you, and you snag it, you buy it, you're excited, but just to find out that very loved piece in that moment ends up to be actually shoved at the back of your closet, and you end up never wear it, never using, and it just sits there. How many of you actually been in the position, hopefully been in the past, because we just went through the cleaning your closet as a professional. So hopefully
I haven't been purchasing anything. I haven't had time to, so.
But But in reality, how many of you have purchased those items where you only wore it once or twice, or even better, you never wore it and it still has tags?
So, luckily enough for me, in the profession, multiple professions that I guess, it's been hard because I've actually done that and like thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna wear it, and then it doesn't, and then I'm like, oh, but it still has tags on it. I'm gonna do something, like it's gonna happen. No joke. 2 years later, way longer than it should have been, but it was such an awesome piece. I actually wore it.
Yay!
Let's just say 7 times a week because it was for the show. So it became part of my costume, and I was like, it was perfect because then it was there. But then afterwards, I was like, I'm just not gonna wear it. But it played its purpose, and then I got rid of it because I knew it was probably gonna be another 2 years until I wore it again. So.
Well, I myself is not an exclusion from this, unfortunately, maybe rule or out of this norm, where I have still actually do have like a couple of pieces that are in my closet that I bought. Well, anyhow, long story short, that I have that I literally wore them once or twice, and that's it.
Yeah.
There is no necessarily purpose for it. It was one of those spontaneous things. Well, we actually had a person mention pieces. Raquel actually said, I've been there so many times, I need to start shopping for pieces. Correct.
Yes.
So when you are actually doing those intentional buys, they serve you longer. When you buy out of impulse, it's usually because of the negative emotions. So there's a couple of reasons, right? One of the negative emotions that call you for the quick satisfaction, to cover the gap. Then you're in a rush. You don't have, like we've talked before, if you're in a hurry, if you're in a small town where you don't have time for research and you're prioritizing other things rather than the shopping and finding the piece that actually fits you well, then you're gonna settle. And then the third one is that you are chasing trendy pieces. Those are usually the reasons where quick satisfaction works, and it works well for
The marketers.
Exactly, the marketers. So when you are actually focusing on the style, when you are focusing on intention, we also have mentioned in one of our previous episodes, rituals. That's actually that's when you can use your rituals. Shopping with intention, shopping with a purpose. You can analyze your lifestyle, you can analyze the item itself, you can see how it fits, whether it reflects who you are, and also whether it reflects your values, and then determine whether that actual piece needs to be in your closet or not.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
When you do that, that's when you actually, the accumulated pieces will start serving, working for you and not against you in much stronger ways.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you look into the closet having an intention and then going, oh, nope, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. When there should be just where intention drives us, so that whatever we pull out, it's going to be easy and exciting.
Yes.
And fun.
When, more shopping that way gives you more confidence, happiness. You actually feel good in everything that you wear because it fits you. When you have an item that actually polishes your look, when it elevates your look, you yourself, your personality changes. And that's where the title, building a wardrobe that works for you, actually fits in here well, because you start seeing how every little step that you have taken all the way up until this point serves you because it saves you time, it saves your energy, your emotions. You become very organized. Everything lines up and becomes very easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know you had mentioned like the quality of it. So like for at that point, you're really looking to make sure that you don't have just 3 shades of cream tops. You got the cream top that just is amazing. It fits you and it's golden and it goes with so many things. And at that point, you're going to be reaching for that all the time. And probably 90% of the time, you're reaching for that one, and the other 2 are somewhat getting used, not really to their full extent, and you don't really need them, So
when you do have those items that you can toss, right?
yes,
Just do it. Life becomes much easier. Do we have another comment?
yeah, you do. Raquel continues to say, I have felt that for sure. When I get a nice jacket or a pair of pants, it makes decision making for an outfit so simple.
It does, yes. Thank you for sharing, Raquel. We appreciate your feedbacks.
Thank you.
So when it comes to the intentional style, here are the 3 tips that I like to, or 3 questions I guess I like to fall back on. There it is.
Yeah,
Fall back on to make sure that it actually does fit in my closet. Mm-hmm. So number 1.
Okay.
Are you buying for your past self or for your future?
Mm-hmm. And we've hit that enough as it is in past conversations, so that's
right. 2, trend versus style. I'm good with buying the trendy pieces. I love trends as an idea, but the percentage of the trend versus the style needs to be accurate. Proportions, right? Mm-hmm. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then the 3rd one, quality over quantity. Because a closet full of clothes doesn't mean
it means stress to make too many decisions. I'm a person who, I can ebb and flow, and that's fine. But when there's too many decisions, then you have to filter through, and that can take a long time. And it's like really, stress, too much stress.
So when you have actually a closet that is well organized, that is well put together, and you rely on the quality, not only quality of the pieces, meaning how they are made, right, but also the longevity of the style, then you can definitely, you are not in the stress situation where you constantly searching for those items that are gonna fill the gap. Mm-hmm. You know that whatever you have in your closet, it actually already is serving a good purpose. If you need to have some pieces, fillers, right, you can definitely do that. And you can determine how many of those fillers you want in your closet. But you want to have the base of the base of your wardrobe very strongly organized, and so it serves the purpose that you are trying to do with your life and the wardrobe itself.
And I also think about it this way, where if you're finding those pieces from your closet much easier, like to put on and work for you, at that point you're feeling good. You're like, getting dressed is much easier, and I look and feel great. To me, that's just like that habitual thing where you end up in that mindset of this is what works for me. Mm-hmm. So then you're looking even more for what works for you.
Yes.
So then it's easier when you go to the store anyways, because you've been pulling it off your at-home rack for the longest time, so that when you end up going to a store rack, it's a lot easier to comb through all of those options.
And sometimes you don't even, at that point, you don't even need to try items. Like people, I hear this so often when people say, you don't know until you try it. And I can also say that, but when
I'm like, hold up, Alona, so go ahead. Let's work through this.
Does that have something to do with you?
Oh my gosh. I have to. I feel like my body is so, I don't know. If I look at something on the rack, I'm thinking it's going to look a certain way on me, and then then I don't try it. Or sometimes I do try it because I'm like thinking, oh, I like that pattern. Let's just see if that looks good on me. And then I'm like, oh no, it doesn't look good on me. And so I go through the shopping that is difficult, but I also ask professionals. I know when to ask. So I do. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have never thought that was going to look so good on me. And then it does. So yeah. So yeah, I am the person who needs to try it on.
So yes, for some people it definitely works. but that's only it works. It worked until now only because you have not followed the steps.
It's true. It's true.
So many people actually ended up focusing on a career, on things that they enjoy in their life as their main purpose, right? But then we forget, whether because we get busy with work, whether we forget because of family, kids, things fall off the norm, and we don't focus on what actually works for us. And then you end up going through steps of, how did they call it? Trial
and error.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
And I have nothing against it. We all have those moments where our priorities are our priorities. But at the same time, if you take time and you learn what works for you, yes, you'll end up actually knowing what looks good on you without trying.
So you can just pull up. Could you imagine pulling it off the rack at the store and going, I know this is going to fit me. It's going to be perfect. And then just buying it. What a world. So, I love it. I love it. I'm all for it. We're going to make it happen.
So if I'm going to tell you that that's my way of shopping, you're going to hate me?
No, not at all. Because I know you're a professional. I'm like, yeah, that would be your life, of course. Like, I could see you walking in and easily making like, yep, no, yep, no. So
I actually don't like going into dressing rooms.
I believe it. I mean,
simply because for me it's a waste of time. So if by chance your interest is strong and you want to get to the point where you actually don't need to go to the dressing room to try things, make effort of studying yourself, because the more you know yourself, the easier life gets. The more you understand what your actual what your body looks like in certain items, the more you know what works for you, what doesn't, as far as the fabrics, how the quality of the fabric fits your taste preference. All of those things will actually fall into place where you save yourself a lot of times.
Yeah. And probably money, because then you're either returning it or not spending it.
Yes, that's where it becomes, again, that wardrobe that works for you, not against you, right? So many times we end up returning the garments, buying them, trying them, not liking them, returning, buying them, not liking them, returning. Imagine if you didn't have to return anything. Period.
I hate the returning process, because I also feel like I'm wasting the store's, time and energy, and then also the sending back if it's online, right? Putting in a package and taking it to the post office and doing the thing. Yeah.
If you actually analyze, think about it. It's your time.
Oh yeah.
It's the people's time.
Yeah.
Credit card processing fees,
So much.
Because for every time you purchase something, you pay a fee. For every time you process a return, you pay a fee. You're also not happy. That's another investment into closet that doesn't work for you.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things accumulate, and it's not just the price on the tag that you end up paying for, but you're paying it in other multiple ways that doesn't feed your soul.
Yeah, that's wasted energy for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what is your shopping process might look in the future?
A whole lot easier, that's for sure. Right now, currently nothing. We are still on the organization and
that's right.
And giving away. We're not talking about spending money at this point. Except that dress that I wore last time. If you didn't see it, oh my gosh, tune into that YouTube because I told Alona, like, I was like, yeah, that dress is mine. It's been sold.
Coming home.
Yeah.
So here's a funny story about me. Well, 2 stories. During Soviet times, you had very limited quantity of items, but everything that was made literally lasted for years. 10, 15, 20 years. Like my mom had a pair of boots that she had for 20 years.
Wow.
So imagine
High quality, just being able to walk around.
high quality.
Man.
Exactly. Nowadays, for especially a younger generation, it's a little bit harder to imagine because we're now used to the fast fashion. Everything
And
is
things falling apart too, just not made well.
correct. You have a snag, you have a tear,
Not
that happens
fixing.
very easily. You wash a garment and you can just toss it into trash because it's just the quality is not there. You also may wash it and it still looks good, but you put it on and again, same situation. Seams are ripping, falling apart. It just the quality level is not quite there, and if it's there, you need to look for it. Back then, it was the opposite. Your quantity wasn't there, but everything that you have purchased just lasted you decades, which is fantastic. And it actually brings a memory. So I have one pair of shoes that I bought when I was 19 or 20. I still have them.
Oh my
I
gosh.
wore, when I was in Ukraine, that's when I bought them. And I wore them just so often. Everywhere. I brought them, when I came to the States, I brought them and I wore them. Of course, at that point, I only brought 2 suitcases with me, so I brought my favorite pair of heels. And those were the ones.
That's awesome.
And after years, I still wear them occasionally, and they're in such a fantastic condition, just unbelievable. But then also, another story, when I was 12 or 13. So my mom, bless her heart, she wanted to buy me a couple of pieces of clothing. I needed some. But she didn't have the means to buy the ones that I wanted. The ones that I wanted, of course, had a higher price tag that she was willing to pay.
Because let's just say the piccata style didn't just start years ago. It started from birth, essentially.
The joke of the family, the price tag is not necessary. I can just
We already know it's going to be the highest.
I can just tell you which one. So I fell in love with this pair of pants. Oh, timing. Also checking.
Hey, yeah, you're good. We want the share.
They were the twice as much than the other pieces my mom wanted to buy me. I talked her into it. I said, just buy me one. Don't need 2. Buy me one. I'll be happy. Guess what? I wore the crap out of them. My circle of friends, they actually asked me, do you have another pair of pants? I did not care.
Yeah.
I love them so much, and every time I wore them, it
made you happy.
It made me happy.
And your mom bought them for you, right?
Correct.
And there was so much more behind it that it was meaningful.
It exactly is. So every time I put them on, I just felt like a princess, like million bucks queen. But that's what I've always kind of on the back of my mind. That's what I've always went for. The quantity doesn't matter as long as the quality of the items that you purchase, they make you happy. Buy one instead of 2, but have the joy. Have your excitement every single time when you wear that item. It's just absolutely amazing. So when I actually should tell my mom this, she'll get a kick out of it. I haven't told her this, that I've mentioned this comment so many times because what she did, it
Had
just
a huge impact.
it did to the point that I share it with everybody, and it's definitely made the right garments in your life make changes, make significant changes
And memories.
Yes, definitely.
For everyone, including the friends. And I know that you had your last comment, which was the cost, the hidden costs.
Correct. Well, and we've kind of covered them a little bit.
In between everything.
Right, because it's not just the cost of the item. It's the time, it's your emotional element, it's other people's time that gets involved. So you're not only, it's not just you see the price tag, multiply it 5 times, because the items that you have purchased and only wore it once and now they're in your closet, multiply it by number of times for your actual time of shopping, for your emotions, for number of the garments that you've spent.
So you save your mom time.
And you. Well, actually, when people say I can't afford buying something more expensive, I disagree. You can. You just need, instead of 5, buy 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
So every item that's in your closet, evaluate, and you'll get. Once you do that, you'll find the money.
You will, definitely. Well, it looks like our time is up, unfortunately, but we love that everyone that tuned in today. There were so many viewers, great comments, and we'd love to hear from you for more insight and your shares, your memories on what you're doing with your closet and how you buy, how you purchase things.
And give us insights, because those might be very valuable, something that we have not thought, and if that's the case, then we'll share them with others so they can benefit from it as well.
Yes. So
next Sunday,
yes.
we have a very exciting episode. Yes. Actually, another great one of my favorite, is building a capsule wardrobe. Timeless, exactly. So cheers to that. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you next time.